Hello, everyone, and welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin. We're going to be starting in a few seconds. Just want to go over a couple of programming notes for each and every one of you. Reminder to each and all of you that we're going to talk to you a little bit about different things that are coming up in the upcoming months. But let's talk about what's happening on July 19th and July 26th, live at 10 a.m. That's right, 10 a.m. on July 19th and July 26th. I'll be actually doing another sermon live from my church at First Reformed Church. We hope that you can join us, and remember that we're going to be live, and we'll do a simulcast also on Facebook Live. So just want to make sure that you're aware of it and make sure that you can join us. If you get any opportunities also, we encourage you to write us and go to our webpage, havefaithletitbegin.com. There's a prayer request there, and it goes right directly to my phone. So again, an opportunity for you to reach out to me personally as well, angel@havefaithletitbegin.com. So without further ado, let's get started with a different type of rendition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. This is the last time we're going to do this for this month. As we had stated earlier in the month, we're going to go back and talk about previous episodes that had occurred and kind of recap them a little bit. But this time, we're done with that. So we're going to do something a little different, and it starts in about 5 seconds. Do you guys remember the story of me versus the woodchuck? Oh yeah, that was about a 3-part series. What if I told you that the woodchuck had returned? I put a trap out, but only this time I didn't catch a woodchuck. I catched a skunk. Yep, have faith, let it begin. Right now.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
On June 16th, 2018, a show designed for you, the Daily Commuter, went live. A weekly show all about faith. A show with motivational topics, inspirational stories, and personal testimony set out to change the world.
Don't you see that your faith is coming alive? Don't you see that it's tested every time? He's the one that makes your life divine. He's the one that makes you feel fine. Your faith being tested.
Hi, I am Mia. You're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hello, my name is Amari, and today we are back on another episode of Have Faith and Let's Begin. Hi, my name is Isabella, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hey, this is Freddie, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Hi, my name is Angela, and you're listening to Have Faith, Let It Begin.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
10 seconds to go.
Heavenly Father, hear my prayers. Let's have a great show.
3, 2, 1.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
Good morning, everyone, and happy July. July 1st, 2020. Have Faith, Let It Begin starts right now. Okay, everyone, let's go back in time to when I was doing the woodchuck versus me. That's right, Angel versus the woodchuck special. The woodchucks were just invading our sheds. They had tons of them. And it got to the point where we had put a have a heart trap, I should say. And it's a great trap, by the way. It does work. And my goal at the time was to catch one and re-release it, even though you're not supposed to do that, but re-release it into the wilderness, literally like 5 or 10 miles out. So that was my goal. I ended up catching the woodchuck, and as many of you remember, when I caught him, it was around like 3 p.m. I was still at work, but I was able to see it on my video camera. So I was like, wow, I caught the woodchuck, I can't believe it. And unfortunately, when I got home, the woodchuck had passed on. That's right, it passed away. I went back into the footage and saw that he just had a heart attack, and I felt so bad. I was able to properly bury him and dispose of him and I did even a little prayer for him, and I felt really bad. I really did. But we had to move forward. And we hadn't had a woodchuck ever since. That's until we get word from my neighbor that there was one all over the place. So I started activating my my cameras yet again. And sure enough, I caught him at 2:30 in the afternoon. I caught him on video camera, moping around the backyard and heading underneath the same location. So I said, it's time to bring out the Have a Heart trap. So I put it out. It's been out probably for about almost 3 weeks. And I think that they've gotten smart. They've started to figure out that this is the guy that got our uncle or got our somebody. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. So I've, started to pretty much been at my wit's end. I can't figure out what to do. I've been using the same food. I put lettuce out there and, with the same intentions to catch them and re-release them. Well, this past weekend on a Sunday, we were getting ready to go outside and hang out, my wife and myself and Ariel. And my wife walked around to the garden that we have next to the shed. And she said, Angel, honey. I'm like, yeah, what's up? She goes, you know that Have a Heart trap? I'm like, yeah. She goes, you caught something? I went, really? I said, that's great. She goes, and it's not a woodchuck. I go, what? You may want to take a look. And I went, oh no, I didn't catch a skunk, did I? She goes, yep. I went, oh no. And the thing about it was, it's a baby skunk. So I was like, oh boy. I was like, what do we do? I'm thinking, oh. So I remember reading instructions from the Have a Heart trap. And they said if you happen to catch a skunk, that the best tool to have is a tarp. And I remember reading the escape. There's a button on the Have a Heart, almost like a little trigger that you can actually open the back door and the rodent will get out. So you should have seen me. It was hysterical. Here I am. It's like 10 o'clock. No, it's maybe like 11 in the morning. And I am just trying to figure out how not to get sprayed. And unfortunately, I don't have footage of this because where the trap is set up is on the opposite side and there's no cameras there. I would have loved to show you me scattering all over the place as I tried to open up this Have a Heart trap. So as I got close to the baby skunk, it started making noises, and it started to spray, but not too far, but enough that it stunk. So I finally got the tarp out, and I wrapped the tarp real quickly around the Have a Heart trap, and I was able to sneak around the back, which is covered and protected for me, and I tied a rope, and I made sure the rope was long enough, and right before I pulled on it, I said, wait a minute, what if this skunk decides to come out and just start chasing me? I mean, I don't know how skunks are going to react, especially a baby skunk. So I yanked on the rope and I started to run. And what I didn't realize was the other piece of the rope was kind of tied, or I was stepping on it. So when I ran, it felt as if the rope was caught onto my leg. So I thought that was the skunk. So here I am. I start to run and I'm like, and I'm thinking, oh my God, hey! I thought the skunk was attached to my ankle, or that it had reached my ankle. Finally, I turned around and I'm like, okay, no, it's the rope. So I went back around. I made sure I secured it tighter this time. And when I yanked, the rope broke. And I tried to go around, and I saw that now the door was half open, but the baby skunk was so nervous, it was on the other side of the trap, so it didn't want to take the leap of faith. So I started talking to it. I started saying, listen, skunk. I said, skunk, skunky, I don't know what your name is. I'm not here to hurt you. I says, I promise you, you're able to go free. So just please go where you need to go. Don't spray me, and we'll call it a day. So about the fourth time, I yanked. The skunk freed itself and went right underneath the shed. That's right, folks. I have skunks underneath my shed. I don't know if I want to take this battle on right now. I don't think I'm going to declare war on the skunks. But I did get word about the other rodent that was underneath there, which was the woodchuck. The woodchuck has actually accidentally been put down. The neighbor's dog next door had a battle with him, and the dog won. So, the skunk lives on, the woodchuck is no longer around, and now I don't know what to do. But I've got tons of holes on the side of my shed, tons of them, to the point where I just don't know if I should buy cement. I have no idea what to do. So if any of you have an idea of how to get rid of a skunk family or rodent problem that's underneath the sheds that are tearing up the wood on the side, write to me. I would love to know. But here's the story. Here's the message for today. Just because we are scared of things that we are not aware of or not familiar with, doesn't mean that other person isn't just as scared as that we are. Finding a common ground with an animal, talking to one another instead of reacting and doing things maliciously or violently. Talking things out really can make things happen in a peaceful manner. I believe that by talking to the skunk and telling the skunk that you can move forward, I'm not going to hurt you. Maybe, just maybe, I got through to him. And this works with our everyday life. When we work with people that we don't understand, when we work with people that maybe are acting a different way or they're being negative toward us, maybe by talking things out, maybe by communicating with one another, we can make the world a better place. We can certainly stop us from having altercations, stop us from having that feeling of walking on eggshells with one another. Maybe that's something we should learn from today's message. I know that I did from it. Well, that's today's story for today. It's kind of a different one. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget, we start tomorrow with a continuation of Crazy Date Story, Part 8. Remember, a little recap. The girl that walked out on me at the Fridays and just went to the bathroom and never came back. The server came up to me and said that she had a crush on me and wanted to take me out on a date. What I felt was the beginning of something really cool. Unfortunately, turns out to be crazy date number 8. Yep, don't miss it. It's going to be a doozy. Have faith. Let it begin.